Hi, I'm Dimitar, I'm 32 and I live in London. I started my course in January 2021 and by December that same year I was fully certified and I got my first job in IT at the beginning of 2022. Before that, I used to work for a property management company for 4 years, and during that time I realized I wanted to get into something else. IT is something I've always had on my mind, but going back to university was never an option. This is when I started looking for courses that you can actually do while you're working full time, and that's how I found out about IT Career Switch. The course was really good and exactly what I was looking for, and the best thing about it for me was the flexibility, because you can study in your free time. If you have 5 minutes or if you have an hour, it's up to you really. You can do everything in your own time. Also, all the information that you get is all the essentials that you need to get into your first IT job. The company I work for now is called Dovetail IT Support. They are a managed service provider, which basically is a company that provides IT support if you don't have your own IT department. Because of that, we work with many different clients, and as you can imagine, all those clients have different needs, different platforms, different applications, which makes the job even more interesting and challenging. But that's a good thing, because you get to learn on the job, and it's a never-ending thing, learning really in IT. On day-to-day basis, we do everything from new starters. We'll set up the accounts, set up all the applications, platforms that they need to log into. We'll do the setup for the laptops. Depending on the company, we might get a brand new laptop, or we might get an old laptop from a user that's left the company. Wipe that laptop, set up the new accounts, and send it to the new user. We also deal with all sorts of issues, application-wise, Outlook, Dropbox, anything you can think of. We provide the support for it. The course really gave me the confidence getting into the job that I have the essential knowledge to get into. Like with everything new that you get into, you never know what you're gonna face. But as long as you have the basic knowledge, you can learn everything else on your own. And the course really provides that essential base that you need. And yeah, IT Career Switch has really made the difference for me and made it possible to get into an IT position. It's something I've been thinking about for a few years now.
Hi, I'm Dimitar, I'm 32 and I live in London, and this is what a normal day is like for me in IT. My day will usually start just before 9. I'll get to the office, log into all the different platforms and applications that we use, and make sure I'm ready for a 9 o'clock start. The first thing I'll do is I'll check my emails, see what we have scheduled for the day. I'll go through the tickets, see if we have any new starters for the week or for next week. The main thing I'll focus on is make sure that all the accounts for new starters are being set up. In the meantime, we might also get a call from a user that needs some help. That can be anything from resetting a password to updating an application. And sometimes it might be something that's more complicated, and if I'm not quite sure how to do it, I'll check with my colleagues, and if it's a more serious issue, I'll just escalate it to my senior colleagues and they can have a look at it. The main thing I would focus on is, as I said, new starters. So basically we work with many different clients and they have different needs. They're using different platforms and applications. So based on the client, we'll have different checklists for applications and software that we need to set up our new users on. After I've done that, I'll move on to setting up the actual laptop that they'll be using. And again, based on the client, we have different grades of laptops that we will assign to users, different permissions that they will be assigned. But once I've set up all their accounts, I'll make sure that I actually install the applications on the laptop that they'll be using. The basic applications that we deal with are Office 365 or Google, Zoom, Slack, TeamViewer, Chrome, and obviously it's the first thing that we'll do is install the anti-malware software that we use in the company. After I've done all the setup for the users, sometimes in the afternoon we have client visits scheduled, so I'll see if I have anything scheduled for the day. In this case, actually the client, I've got a client visit scheduled for the afternoon, and the laptop and the users that I've been setting up for that same client. So I'll take the new laptop and drop it off at the client's office. If we're not going to the client's office, we can just schedule a courier that can do that for us. But in this case, I'm going to the client's office anyway, so I'm taking the laptop with me. When I get to the client's office, I'll see if there's anything that's scheduled for the day or anything that needs to be done. After that, I'll just make sure that the laptop is working, one last check, connected to the Wi-Fi, make sure you can log in okay with all the details and all the passwords that I've set up. After that, I'll set up an access card. We've got a different platform for all the access cards, so I'll assign an access card, and then I'll go through all the gates and make sure that the card actually works with the different permission levels that we have. And after I've done that, I'll see if there's anything else to be done. If there isn't, usually around 6 o'clock is when my day ends. And yeah, this is pretty much what a day is like in IT for me.